Hello, friends. Thank you for joining us for the forthcoming episode with our dear old friend Mike Catherwood. Just want to let you know, enjoy the next hour or so. But after that, there is 2 more stinking hours. I don't want to say we're censored here on YouTube, but we're really not censored over on Patreon. And you can hear the show that we taped after this show, a continuation of this show with Catherwood. If you sign up for a free 7-day trial, which means not only can you hear that show, you can hear everything we've got in there. In 7 days, I don't think you will be able to listen to everything that is waiting for you at patreon.com/EllisMate within 7 days. That is how much stuff you get when you sign up.
Don't call us liars. Go check it out for yourselves. It is worth it.
3, 2.
My balls is totally moving, new and improving. Not down we ever go. I got the heart and desire. My balls are on fire, ready to take us to the top. Welcome to the show. Whoa. Did you know that your mom is on? Oh, she is. All hail the king of the West.
Welcome to the show, everybody. My good friend Mike Catherwood is here, so we have a guest and a good friend.
All right.
And it's great. It's great to have him here, and it's great to be here. It's great to be alive, and I'm tired. I'm sore. My ankles and my shins are very sore from 20-year-olds kicking me, and it feels great. It doesn't. I don't know about great. It feels like I'm not anxious. Like I got a blanket on me right now, which is similar to weed, where I feel like my body is not like, I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta do something, I can't do this. I feel like I exhausted myself to the point of just feel kind of relaxed, bit tired. I could just roll myself up in a little burrito blanket and call it a day, but I think I'd rather be like this than anxious. So it was a I didn't plan it. I didn't know I was going to do it. I woke up this morning real early and I text my boxing coach and he's like, "Man, I got to do stuff today." And I was like, "Man, is the gym even open?" He's like, "I'm closing it at 10." I was like, "Man, that's not even going to work." And then I was like, I was going to go to, because I still have a membership to Gold's Gym in Venice.
Yeah.
And I actually, before you leave today, I want you to go in my backyard and tell me, because I know you're the greatest weightlifting expert I've ever met.
Thank you.
At one point when I was lifting weights with you, I did get bigger. I looked fucking big. I looked bigger.
Yeah.
And I really want to do that now because I'm losing weight. I lost like 16 pounds and I probably lost like another 10 this morning. But now that I'm doing all the cardio and because kratom makes you vomit if you exercise.
Ooh.
Yeah, so if you get heart rate goes up, you just vomit. So that's not there anymore. And now that I haven't smoked weed for 8 days, because I was worried about, cause, I wouldn't go to, I thought that I was never going to Saxon's Muay Thai ever again. Shout out to Saxon's Muay Thai. But I thought I wasn't going to go there ever again because when you go there, they just don't play. Like out of all the things I've ever done, like cross train, what is it? The sprints and what's the circuit training? Yeah. Like where I've done circuits where I'm like, this is so hard and painful. For some weird reason, Saxon's on a Tuesday morning is harder.
Well,
they just run, you jump, there's burpees, there's push-ups, there's kicks, and the knees and all the knee things and kick things because my body's a boxer. As soon as I start kicking, it's twice as much cardio. Like it flattens me so quick.
Well, and also you have most of your musculature is below your belly button.
I got bigger legs too.
Getting that moving,
yeah,
it takes a lot more. You know,
the old
more horsepower.
The old 10 kick thing is what they like. You do kicks, and then at the very end of your workout, you got to do 10 on each side, and it's a pop, 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 pop. So you're bouncing on your toe, and you're bringing the big part of your leg up, and it gets to the point where when you start throwing it, you go pop, pop, and you're telling yourself pop, 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 and you're like, wow, my body is shutting off right now, like bleh, bleh, and the kick is not hard. It's shitty. And
Yeah, that's literally one of the reasons why Dutch kickboxing developed.
yeah,
Because if you notice, in Thailand especially, this is not a big man's game.
yeah,
And you're 130 pounds, 125 pounds, you go, "Ay, ay, ay, ay," and they run like crazy. They're very well conditioned, but they can do that. The Dutch are literally the biggest people in the world, like statistically.
Yeah.
And so they would have these amazing athletes.
Pacific Islanders might have a word with you on that.
Oh, okay. I'm talking height.
tall.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay.
But when you talk about the tallest people on the planet, and then those tallest people on the planet who get into kickboxing, they're usually kind of men's
jacked.
men, and they developed a game that was they still kick, and they still kick super hard, but it's not as like the training style. If you watch like old Mike's Gym, Ramon's Deckers, all these guys are the greatest. They're not training in the same way like a Lumpini Stadium Thai guy would be training, where it's just like because they can do that. They're Bruce Lee size compared to an NBA player who happens to be
Well,
kickboxer.
everybody's pretty small at Saxons. There's a couple of big guys there, but they're all younger. But yeah, I was like, you know what? Screw it. Well, how bad could it be? And I was also ready to go. I can't breathe. I'm going to stop. And you can all look at me and go, why is he stopping? I was prepared to do that, but I also know how they go, so I paced myself. But I made it all the way through, and then they had some sparring, and I was like, sparring. I feel like some of the people there know who I am still, and they're like, you don't have to spar, and I'm like, no, I'm okay. Like it's light, right? And they're like, yeah. So that was really fun because I haven't done that for a long time, and I held my own just fine, and I wasn't sure because I haven't kicked for a long time. I got to learn how to stand different again, and I was definitely nervous the whole time, but I made it through. I made it through without, and I haven't done any of that for over 3 years, which means if I go for a couple weeks, that's going to be even easier, and that kind of is the only bad thing about going there is I don't want to feel like I'm drowning the whole time, and that place makes you feel like you're drowning. Because it's just, I can't breathe, and it's like, come on, man, you got like, 45 minutes left, and I'm like, dude, I can't breathe already. So it's very euphoric to get that much out, I feel. So
I love it, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go back there, but I want to get back into lifting weights.
It was very therapeutic. That's one of the
Yeah.
often overlooked aspects of lifting heavy weights. People see it as like, oh, that's just for meatheads and for vanity, but as far as like if you're looking at the release of hormones that make you feel good.
It might be one of the greatest steps so far in my sobriety because I've been sick for a week from being sober, and I can't work out. Like I want to work out because I don't want to sit here and think about it, but I'm sick. Like it's the last thing I want to do is work out. Like I try to lift weights in the backyard, I get dizzy. I'm like, man, I can't even work out. I just got to sit with it. So I've been sitting with it, and it's been really, really hard, man. Like I've never been in a harder spot in my life ever, and it's been by myself a lot over here. And I kind of want to. I guess that's like part of it is like I want to stay by myself, and I keep thinking of like the worst things possible, and I keep trying to get them out of my head, but they keep coming, and I'm like, I guess that's just what it is. It's just going to keep coming until it's tapped out. I got to let it pour out. So sometimes it gets, like ridiculous. I'm like, man, like I had a dream last night that woke me up, and it was just like, who makes that dream? What kind of an asshole whips that up? How am I supposed to go back to sleep? No, running that. It was my ex and her boyfriend had a TV show. Why? Can't you dream of like blowjobs? What the hell? Why is that? Why are they in my life? Hate me for that, but I can't, I got to stay positive. But I know that it'll eventually go away. I just got to keep going. And then, eventually I'll probably have dreams of like, horses and stuff. Fun things that don't have anything to do with the pain of my mistakes. But my daughter came over last night with her boyfriend, and they made me Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh,
Which I was very, very touched by. And my son came over, and we all hung out. And I love Devin, and she, I didn't even like, she's cooking, and I'm like, you realize this is the first time for sure in my life that you have ever cooked me a meal, and you're cooking things in a way where you've looked like you've done this before. And she's like, can you stir the pasta? And I'm like, yeah, I can. But she put the potatoes on a pan with no tin foil, just on the tray. And I think the tray was a bit dirty. And I think my stomach was kind of hurting last night. I woke up in a bit of pain, fighting a lot. And then that dream hit me at 11. So then I was up until about 3. And then I went back to sleep and woke up at 6. Not sick anymore. And I was like, you can go today. You could go, you could lift weights, you could do something, and you could get a full workout, which made me text Julio, and Julio was like, 10 a.m., man, it's on right now. So I drove up there and blew my lungs out more than it's crazy to know, like boxing, I can box, I can do an hour of boxing, and it's hard. I'm not saying it's not hard, but I don't think I've ever felt this like oh my God, my back, it's like my back from throwing kicks, I haven't done it, and my ankles are sore, my shins are sore from checking stuff and kicking people, but it feels good. I'm a little worried about tomorrow. Like I want to go again tomorrow morning, but I'm 50-50 on that. I might wake up and be like, ooh, okay, like, which will also be okay. If I'm really worn out tomorrow, that's gonna feel good. Like, as long as I don't feel, oh man, I'm anxious, I gotta go. Like, so I've been going.
Train to. You remember, like, one of the beautiful things about, unless you're a professional, but one of the beautiful things for most of us about making a commitment to any fitness endeavor, whether it be like weight loss, running marathon, martial arts, whatever, is that you have very little things in your life, especially as you grow into adulthood, where you have complete control over it.
Yeah.
There's no, if you're volunteering to do something, go to the gym, go for a run, that's you. No one dictates that. I mean, obviously there's variables that can make it harder. Your wife can be a massive bitch, or you just lost your job, or whatever. You just got a new job, and it takes a lot of your time. There's things but as far as like whether you do it or not and how hard you go, it's right there. There's no coach, there's no judge telling you to do it, there's no parent telling you to do it, right? So if you wake up tomorrow and you're just fucked because you're in your 50s and you went really hard and you hadn't been going hard prior to that, you can still get out and move your body, but you're in charge. You can say like, I'm going to do what's best for me right now, and it's not going redlining it. It's just getting my body moving, getting a little sweat.
Gifting is a no-brainer this holiday season thanks to unmatched comfort and style of MeUndies.
From undies to bralettes to socks and loungewear, MeUndies has the perfect gift for yourself or anyone else on your list. Not sure what to buy? That uncle, he doesn't need anything. He's had the same hammer for 25 years. You know what he needs? He needs undies. You know what your mom wants? She'll never tell you, but she wants you to buy her undies. MeUndies.
She wanted my phone number. From all black classics to fun, expressive prints, MeUndies has a style for everyone. Plus, they come in sizes extra small to 4XL. Guaranteed to flatten the cut of everybody. Guaranteed to flatten the cut for everybody.
Yeah, they're a flattering cut for everybody. And it's not just underwear. The name is so misleading. Me PJs, me bralettes, me socks, me what don't they have?
MeUndies' signature fabric is as soft as a warm hug from your favorite sweater. It's breathable, stretchy, and oh so comfy, making it ideal for all-day wear.
MeUndies fabrics are light and breathable to help regulate your body temp so you stay cool and comfy.
They use sustainably sourced materials and work with partners that care for their workers.
Not happy with your first pair of undies? It's on MeUndies.
Knock out the holiday shopping today and get 20% off your first order plus free shipping at MeUndies.com/Ellis.
That's MeUndies.com/Ellis for 20% off plus free shipping. MeUndies, comfort from the outside in. Yeah, I'll go one further. It's also the one way in life, if you're reasonably smart about it, that you can get some guaranteed wins.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if I say I'm gonna, break Usain Bolt's record for the 100-yard dash, that's obviously not gonna happen. But like I did a 10K recently, and I had a reasonable sense of what I could do if I put the work in, and it was going to be hard, but I wasn't trying to win the race or anything like that. And there's so many other things where your success or failure depends on other people,
Absolutely.
You are a good applicant for the job, but they don't pick you. Like this is one thing where you can really say, I'm going to put in the work. And even if your win is, I'm going to go to the Muay Thai gym or the BJJ gym 4 times a week for 5 consecutive
I'm going to
weeks.
show up. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and you can do that, and then you can take some pride in that, and then you can start to build on those little wins and take them elsewhere in your life.
Because important things in life is, like I said, especially as you become more of an adult, and we're all way past that point. But when you're a grown person, there's very few things that are that clean. There's a lot of clarity to it. It's like if you like 400 pounds is 400 pounds here in Southern California. It's 400 pounds back in Texas. It'll be 400 pounds when I'm 70, and it was 400 pounds when I was 19. And there was a time in my life where it was laughable to think like I was going to walk up and deadlift that without warming up. There's points in my life where that was a warm up, and it never changed. I could always measure like, well, how much effort are you putting in?
Yeah.
And it always was very clean. The outcome and the deposit was very kind of proportionate,
Are you seeing, I know that you're waging a one-man war, which I admire, against the effects of aging and decline.
Mm-hmm.
You're at a certain age where that would be maybe inevitable. Maybe. Are you seeing that?
Yeah. And I saw, you see like the funny stuff about it when you're 35. But I'm going to be 45 in March. And now I'm seeing like, I can't deny this. And I absolutely lie to myself.
I'm denying it.
And I get myself in trouble. Now, here's the thing. You're
I did
not
a 540
denying.
the other day.
What's that?
I did a 540 the other day.
But did you pull it off?
I made it.
Yeah. So you're not lying to yourself.
No, I don't think it's real. I think I'm just as good. I think I could beat me at 25.
At 25?
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
I don't care, Michael.
With sports that involve
I'm the best I've ever been.
speed and power, it's tough to say. Because some people literally become so much smarter at what they're doing.
That's the other thing I noticed when I was sparring today. Instead of just attacking people, I was watching what they're doing and looking to see where the shot is. And I usually don't fight like that. I just smash you. You know what I mean? Like you throw a punch, I'll try to get out of the way, and then I'll throw my stuff. But I was like watching what people were doing and what their favorite thing was to do. And I was like, okay, so if you do that, I can step to the outside of that and counter it. And I started kind of getting away with stuff. I started piecing up some people. We were going light. It was very light, so it wasn't a big deal. But it was, I miss that, because I don't want to get hit in the head. I know I got people that care about me. I know I hit my head a lot, so I don't want to be like a regular sparring guy and take big shots anymore. But this was light, and it was very rare that anyone was even throwing headshots, and if they were pretty light, and I could see them coming. So I didn't get caught at all. But just the game, being in the zone of potentially getting kicked in the face, you got to pay attention to that. If you could still be, you could take it too lightly and he could accidentally kick you in the head. It can still happen.
You accidentally kicked me in the head one time.
I didn't accidentally kick you in the head. You accidentally didn't.
I didn't accidentally get out of the way.
I thought you were gonna block it.
I ducked. It just wasn't, and it hit the top of my head and grazed off. And I was like,
that was fun.
He didn't hit me flush. And like there was like a 5-second delay, and I was like, oh, my legs got all queer.
That was funny.
It was funny.
Yeah. So I'm glad I did that. I'm going to a lot of meetings. They're helping, but they don't help when you go there. They're terrible. Like in it, I'm like, these people, I don't want to be here. And it goes really fast.
Here's the thing about meetings, and I don't like to talk about it too much in a public because there's literally anonymous at the end for a reason. Yeah. But what I will say is that anybody who is either just new to recovery in a 12-step world and or thinking about it, meetings are definitely like a therapist or a psychiatrist. feel free to find the ones that work for you. I mean,
Yeah.
I had some that, and I will say, ironically, a lot of the ones where it was almost exclusively like a higher caliber, wealthier,
Yeah.
hard charging guy, like especially out here in Southern California. In LA, there's men's stag meetings that are almost exclusively like rock stars and actors.
That's the ones I used to go.
And I really didn't like it. And then I found a couple meetings around here that were in the hood. And it would be not only enjoyable, sometimes it was like life-changing hearing these guys, like hardened dudes, spend their life in jail. And alternatively, cops sitting right next to them. And you're like, this is beautiful, you know?
I would say even the bad ones, there's always something good from it. You know, even the worst one I've been at, I took something from it.
Yeah.
So they've always, all these new ones. I'm kind of excited about going to different ones because I don't think I can go to a worse one than I've already been to, and that was good. You
It
know?
sounds to me, to tie two threads together, it sounds a bit like going to the gym. Like there's good ones and bad ones, but just going to the gym.
But if it's what you make of it.
And when you walk out, you're like, okay, well, I tried. I did some stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yes, that was not what I was looking for, but I still hit the reset button a little bit.
Yeah.
And then it's and how great it feels when you find that gym with the environment that you're like, I like this.
Yeah.
These are great people. I like this equipment.
Yeah, I actually
It's
went.
the same thing, you know.
I went with some queer people to one, a bit more of a queer meeting, and then they were like, "Do you want to go eat with us?" And I was like, "Not really." And they were like, "Come on." And I was like, "All right, I'll go." And I said, "I don't like new people, you know." And then I went to some diner and ate with these people that I don't really know, and they were all really friendly and helpful, and I'm glad I went, you know. And there's no way I would have gone. You know, when I think about that, like 2 weeks ago, there's no way I would go to a diner with 3 people I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, with and I'll admit it, with no payoff. You know, that's what I'm about.
It wasn't like a manager.
What's
or
this
something.
going to get me? You know,
Yeah.
Which is also, you know, showing me like what I've been up to lately is kind of, you know, stay sedated, go do the job. You know what I mean? That's going to get me something. You know, because I'm got me. Got to get something. What's it going to get me? You know, which when you lose your job and things start failing and all you're thinking about is your next goal and how you're going to get stuff, it becomes the most depressing existence ever because the thing that you think about all day is failing. So you're just thinking about failing all day. It's just a constant reminder that you're not where you're supposed to be. That's how I really see it. So not thinking about where I'm going, you know, like where's my job, where's my career. I still, you know, obviously care about it, but I just want to be stable. I want to be helpful, you know. I want to be grounded. I want to love the day. You know, there's little things that have happened lately, just little things that don't last very long, unfortunately, but there's been little snippets where I was so happy just for a second, just singing and dancing by myself. You know, I don't know how it happened. I helped somebody recently, and then when I got home, I just felt like dancing. And I was dancing around my house, and my dogs were barking at me, and I just felt so happy. And then, like, 30 minutes later, I'm crying in the backyard. But I know that that's like, if you keep working, more of that is going to be there, and less of the other thing is going to be there. And the pain of it all is, unfortunately, the teacher, you know? Like, my life is never... All the things that have hurt me have paid off in the end. They've made me stronger. They've made me resilient, and they've made me better at things. You know, because if I come back and I fix that thing that was wrecking me the last time, I got better. You know, and it's just like you just keep going, and all of it, everything. Go to the gym, go to the thing, whatever it is. Eat right. You know, like I just get sick of it and be like, cheeseburgers. You know, now it just seems like cheeseburger? Like, why? Like, what about tomorrow? And I just never thought like that. I've never been able to think like that. The only time I ever think like that is when I've got a fight that I know I have to make a certain weight. And that would haunt me all day. Oh, man, I just want cheese. You know, I just want a cake. And now I'm like, you know, my daughter bought cakes yesterday. I don't even really want to eat it. There's one in the fridge, and I haven't eaten it. It's probably going to go off, and I'm going to put it in the trash Who am I? I have eaten candy. I've fallen asleep with candy hanging out of my mouth. I could have choked on a gummy bear. And now I'm like brushing my teeth before I go to bed. I'm like, candy? No, like I got water, I drink water when I'm in bed. I don't even have the feeling to do it.
You're
Something has happened.
You're going through a lot right now.
Our next partner is Lucy. Lucy makes tobacco-free nicotine for people to focus better, think deeper, chill out smoother, and inspire creativity.
Use it to increase alertness, attention, and mood. Focus better, think deeper, inspire creativity, or just relax.
Lucy is unique because it's 100% pure, tobacco-free nicotine.
You will never find tobacco in any of their products, ever!
Lucy pouches are available in 5 strengths, 2 milligram, 12 milligram, and 12 different flavors. I'm a wintergreen guy. Whether you use nicotine to focus better, get a boost of energy, or just chill and relax, Lucy is made for your nicotine routine.
If you want to try Lucy's tobacco-free breakers, pouches, or gum, go to lucy.co/Ellis and use promo code Ellis to get 20% off your first order.
Lucy offers free shipping and a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. That's lucy.co and use the code Ellis and get 20% off and always free shipping.
And here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
And it's very hard on you, I can tell. But one of the things that always frustrates me about you, Jason, is you constantly sell yourself short, and you also you constantly misunderstand yourself because you get through saying it's like, well, I was always so consumed. It's like me. And maybe on paper that was true. You were very consumed with your career, your making more money, your feelings of happiness, your hedonic kind of explorations, whatever. But you're also one of the most concerned and loving people I've ever met. You're constantly very consumed with people being happy and taken care of around you, people that you care about. You are invested in that. And it just makes me think, only because I'm by no means a mental health professional, but this is exactly what I went through, is I had this really tough time, ironically not right when I got clean, but a couple years in, where I realized I spent a long time, not even half as long as you, because I was 21 years old. You've spent nearly 50 years trying to be something that you're not. And now you're really trying to recognize that and make the real, happy, fully developed Jason come to be. And that's fucking hard, man. It's really like seismically hard. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, because maybe you're right. Yeah. I mean, when I'm paying attention, when I'm here on the planet, yeah. But lately, you haven't been here, man. Lately, I've been a little not here the whole time, as much as possible. I'm surprised I can do what I do. Like when I think about making that 540, I smoked a giant doobie to myself before I went on that ramp. And I know that when I smoke a whole doobie, I am not the greatest athlete that I can be. I know that. And I also did a shot of Kratom, 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon before I made that 5. And I know for a fact that has been responsible for some of my concussions in the last couple of years, because I was just not 100% there and I didn't see where I was going like I thought I was. And the next thing you know, I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, dude, you got knocked out. Look at your helmet. And I'm like, oh, man. And I'm like, oh, man, that's just the age, you know? I'm like, it's not age, you dumbass. Like, you're high. Like, you're high enough to make your body not work the way it works. And the only reason I'm older, I'm not as good as a skateboarder as I used to be, but I still know. I know when I'm not spinning fast enough. I know when, I can tell when my body's doing good and when it isn't. Like, I can tell it to do something and it doesn't do it. And I'm like, I feel foggy. You know, it's like a hangover. Like my vision is, I don't look at anything when I skate. I see everything. I look straight, but I see everything. Like when I'm going to land, I don't look at the landing. I see the landing. I also see over there. I see my hand. I see my board. I see my foot. And I see the landing. And when it gets all foggy and zoned in, you can't really see anything. And I'm kind of running on, it's kind of like that Daredevil guy where he can sense where he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, except
Like a
I'm
dolphin.
in reality, so where I sense where I am is probably not where I am. So it's a little off, and that's how I got knocked out in Utah. I was like, my tail's gonna hit, but my wheels hit, and I front flipped in, and like not only did I get knocked out, I ripped my neck in such a way that I couldn't do anything for like 8 months. Like I really
Dangerous. It's a dangerous sport.
And I'm talking about like a 220-pound man land on his head. Like,
yeah.
dude, you could have died.
on wood. It's not sand
Yeah.
or something.
And then since I've been sober from the kratom, some people have messaged me about they appreciate me being open about it, and a lady messaged me and said that she lost her husband, and they have 2 kids to alcohol, and now she goes to the meeting you go to when you were married to an addict.
Al-Anon, yeah.
Yeah, and that she has 3 women that she knows there that lost their husbands to kratom. And I was like, what do you mean kratom? She's like, they had a seizure and died. And I was like, I didn't know you could do that. And then, I just think if you want to do it, if you want to smoke weed, you should, great. If you want to do kratom, cool. If you want to have a beer, I'm not trying to, everybody stop. I just think that I can tell, like I see TikTok, there's videos now, Joe Rogan talking about how cool feel-frees are. Feel-frees are really dangerous. Like when I quit those, Brianna was there. I was having a seizure. I almost had a seizure, and I headbutted the concrete to stop it. I'm not lying, you guys. I swear it. And I'm not trying to get anybody mad or anything. I'm just telling you that it got that bad that she told me afterwards that she was thinking about getting me to the hospital. And then I quit that, and I got on another one that's just kratom, because Feel Free has kratom and kava in it. And it was really bad, but it was not as bad. I did not, obviously I was in pain, my stomach hurt, crapping myself. Like I'm doing 4 of them a day. That's how bad it got. But it was 4 days, I think 4 days where, I'm rocking back and forth. My stomach is hurting. I'm just sitting here by myself. And then for like 3 days after it, I was like, I feel sick. I can't work out. If I did arm curls with 25-pound thingos, if I get to 20, I'd start to feel a bit dizzy, and I'd have to put it down and get my air back before I could do some more. And otherwise I feel like I was going to vomit. And this is, 8 days without it. So I just want people to know what they're doing before they do it, because it seems cool. Like I got sponsored by them. They gave them to me for free. I was like, hell yeah, after you skate, it's kind of relaxing. And next thing you know, because that's the other thing. Some people can have a beer and it's cool. Like Tully can have a beer and then that's it. I can have a beer and then all of a sudden I black out and I got prostitutes. I don't have any money. I can't do that. I'm a monster. So depends on who you are. I just want people to know, because I feel like I'm not trying to shit on Joe. I don't think he knows. I think he got one. At one point when I got him, I talked about it because I felt good when I did it. But then I abused it and I felt real sick, real bad. And just watch out, everybody. That's all I'm trying to do. Just warning you to watch out a little bit. It's just we all know that alcohol can do that. We all know that, if you do heroin, that could be a little dicey. If you do a bunch of coke, that could be dangerous. We all know that. But it just seems like right now, 2023, not a lot of people know that if you do that, you're playing with fire. Like I'm serious. I'm just, from it depends on where you are. You're older, you got some pain. Like if you've got some sort of back or nerve damage, and you're in pain, and the doctors can't stop it, and they're trying to give you some kind of morphine or something. Maybe you could do the Feel Free instead. But it just the difference is the words are not out. No one knows. Like it's bad for your kidneys. It's bad for your liver. It makes you look terrible. It starts to age you. And if you're, if you want to look good, like I do, that was depressing. You know how you get over that? You do another one. That's how I did
problem
it.
and the solution in
Yeah.
the same spot. Yeah.
I think there has to be. I have a hard time believing there isn't a little of willful ignorance or willful naivete on the part of people who take that and tell themselves it isn't a drug.
I agree. I think that goes with all controlled substances in 2023. My feeling is, and I'm in the same boat as Jason. I work very hard to let people know drugs and alcohol is not for me. That's my life and my thing. I have zero desire to steer people away. If you're a grown up and you work hard, you want to crack a beer, take a bongo, that's your business, man. You know that, and I would never ever try to persuade someone unless they unprovoked came to me and say I have a problem. But I think right now, people more so than any time in history in this country are so sad and so unfulfilled that they are willing to overlook a lot when it comes to something that they know is going to give them some level of relief.
I don't like the company that sells it and says, instead of having a beer, have one of these. And it's like, that's not, beer's bad for you. This isn't. It is. Like, that is a lie. It's like it's like the pyramid back in the 80s. Like, that's a lie, dude. It's just to get more money. It's not, you don't need cheese. It shouldn't be in the pyramid, like bread and cheese. No, you don't. No, you do not. Your body does not need it. And at one point, it was suggested that you need it. Like, if you don't have bread, you'll get sick. It's part of the pyramid of health.
I don't know. Back up, okay? Pump your brakes.
Wait, bread is good?
I find it to be a staple of anyone's good, healthy diet.
Bread real bread.
Oh,
You're
just
talking
any
about-
bread product. Just go ahead and load up.
Really?
Crackers, cookies.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I'm like, because I trust you. You know more than me. I was like, wait, it's good.
No,
I was gonna go get a loaf right now and start pumping it.
I think
I miss bread so bad. It's so good.
bread products, I think, is the one thing that is kind of collectively agreed upon because there's so much controversy in.
But it was in that pyramid thing. Remember?
Yeah, but also in fairness,
He was about to bring me back a loaf of bread and be like, "Here, start eating this."
in fairness, it was different bread back then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It was different bread. And,
Because what's the thing people say that they go to Europe or something and they eat they're on vacation and they eat all the pasta and everything they want and they lose weight.
Yeah.
I don't know this for sure. I just saw a TikTok probably, but
A lot of it is
There's something
It
different?
absolutely is true. A lot of it is too, though, that certain preparations of the same food, certain side dishes with the same food, makes you eat less. There are things that are just so highly palatable and they're very calorically dense. The best advice or analogy I like to give people is if I boiled a potato right now and put some sea salt on it, maybe some lemon juice or something, and I said, eat it just until you feel stuffed and you don't want any more. You're just grossed out by it. Most people, regardless of size, regardless of their level of appetite, would tap out after maybe half the potato. I mean, if it was a good sized potato. Now, if I took that same potato and I French fried it with vegetables and whatnot, not only would you finish that potato, you would think it was like such an alarmingly small portion of French fries, just from one potato, and you would eat more, and it would be 4 times the calories, and so. I think also it kind of ties back into, everyone talks about the obesity. It's gluten. The reality is it's like we are so stressed. We are so unhappy and we're eating more. We're eating so much more because we're working more, making less money. So things like convenience food become much more appealing.
I saw a thing Joe Rogan doing good saying about salmon, that farm salmon, they dye the meat to make it look red because it's not red because they're corn-fed, and apparently that salmon is actually bad for you. And I'm like, salmon is, I don't really, I eat it, but it's not my favorite one. I eat it because I'm trying to be healthy.
Yeah.
And to know that if I'm just getting it at a normal restaurant, I'm getting this corn-fed one that is not only am I missing out on steak, but I'm eating crap, and that they've just flipped that, and I don't think any of us know it. I don't think that's out there. Did you know that they dye salmon?
It is. If you go to even the grocery store, most of the time it'll say it has color added. I don't think too many people are reading that.
Yeah, they just see salmon.
What is the one that you get that is a actual salmon that nobody...
Wild caught.
Yeah, sockeye.
It has to say what? Sockeye.
Sockeye, like literally a sock eye.
Yeah.
Is one kind of wild caught salmon, but yeah, wild, and you can even.
But if they
see-
say wild, because I know that sometimes when they say, because you gave me eggs today, and
Yes.
I was like, what about the ones in the supermarket that say that they're what is it called?
Cage free.
Cage free, and you said some of them are
They-
cage free for like the last week.
You can be no, they can be cage free for like a couple, like an hour a day, and claim it to be cage free.
So they're not. It's a lie.
Yeah, but there's things that you can read that you're bona fide. You know, it's good. You know, pasture raised eggs are
Right, but I don't know. Look, a lot of more intelligent reading people, great, you know that. But I'm talking to my people, you know? I don't read. I don't know. If it doesn't go up on TikTok, I didn't know about it. You know, I was like, salmon. I don't have that much money. I don't want to get the expensive one. I just want to get the salmon. How bad can any salmon be? It turns out real bad.
That's why I always tell people, I say, you can drive yourself crazy to the point that you actually shoot yourself in the foot, trying to get so detail oriented. But even the most uneducated person when it comes to nutrition knows a couple things. If you eat too much, you're going to gain weight.
Yeah.
Right. So let's taper that back. What can we eat that would help us in that journey to do so? Things that are going to be more filling and more nutrient dense, right? And because in the long term, it's gonna because I will be very honest with you, you can eat Pop-Tarts at McDonald's. If you eat a regulated amount, you will lose weight.
Yeah.
And you know, there were bodybuilders at a certain time in the 90s where drugs were really getting geeky that were eating, you know, protein shakes and Pop-Tarts, and they were shredded, but they would just get, you know, white knuckle it in perfect amount, you know?
Okay.
But that's not long term what you want to be doing. So you think of things like a higher protein diet is going to have, not only is it more filling, it's going to be a higher thermic effect of food, meaning that it actually burns more calories to digest it. Right? And if you can't afford wild caught salmon, or if you can't afford grass fed pasteurized beef, does that mean don't get beef? No, it doesn't. It just means that let's pick and choose, because I think oftentimes people get so geeky about these details, right? The wild caught, but then they end up then spending more money down the road, and then they're back to buying fast food. Like you're back at Applebee's a week later because you've driven yourself crazy, and it's very frustrating.
So you're saying making great the enemy of good.
Yes, yeah. If it was it Balzac or Voltaire? Some French dude said, you know, the nothing destroys perfection more. Or so nothing destroys great more than perfection. This desire to, you get. I mean, look, if Aubrey wants to go and have literally Aubrey Marcus or one of the people, he's wealthy and he certainly knows these details backwards and forwards. And if he wants to make it his entire diet biodynamic and everything, that's fine. But don't shoot yourself in the foot because you can't get to that point. Believe me, there's plenty of people who are thriving on 15% ground beef from the supermarket and a big old tub of white rice. And every time you make the both of them, couple different seasonings, you got your Mexican style, you know, the Hispanic style here, you got your teriyaki Asian infused here, and then throw in some vegetables 2 or 3 times with it, and like that.
That's good to know.
Bob's your uncle, you know.
Good.
As you Aussies say.
Good. That's good to know that you can do that. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp.
It is the holidays. It's that time of year, the season of giving. It's also the season where you can get a little bit bummed out. The days are short. You got the drama of seeing your family. You got
You
the
could have
drama.
Thanksgiving, Michael, where your family has Thanksgiving and you have Thanksgiving by yourself.
That wouldn't make me very happy. If you're thinking about, I say it all the time, if you're thinking that you maybe could possibly use some therapy, there's a really good chance you could use some therapy. It can't hurt to just go and talk to somebody, particularly a qualified professional who wants to help you.
Michael's got a really good point. I've never gone to therapy and gone, man, that person just ruined my life. It's always helped. Worst case, it doesn't do anything. But what have you got to lose? If you're feeling down, why not reach out to a professional?
BetterHelp is entirely online. It's designed to be flexible to work with you and your schedule to find the right therapist that can help you achieve the goals. We just want you to be happy.
It's super convenient, super easy. If you don't like the therapist you're talking to, you can find another one. So you never know who, you know, I mean, some people match, some people mesh good, and you got yourself a guy or your girl. But I've had a lot of therapy in my life, and sometimes I don't like that therapist, and I go to a new one, and Bob's your uncle, it was the right one.
In the season of giving, give yourself what you need with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Ellis today to get 10% off your first month.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Ellis.
I'm curious, Mike, as the host of the Mikey Likes You
Yes.
podcast.
Thank you.
I feel like we live in a golden age or a dark age, however you want to look at it, of health tips, fitness tips, hacks, what have you.
Yeah.
And there's this army of people who either make their living or aspire to make their living telling you the thing that you don't know about yet, which means there constantly needs to be new stuff to be telling people, stop doing this, start doing that. Is there anything in particular that you feel like maybe just something you saw once or something you feel like you're seeing a lot of these days that's the quote unquote cutting edge that you're like, okay, that's really the dumb one du jour?
Any exclusionist diet. And what I mean by exclusionist diet is the removal of fill in the blank is your key to happiness and weight loss and whatever it may be. You just got to eat nothing but steak. You got to eat low carb, no carbs, take carbs out. You got to take gluten out. You got to take meat out. Everything. The reality is like we are omnivores and there are humans thriving on this planet right now and for thousands of years who eat nothing but root vegetables, and they're shredded and they live to be 100. There are people right now who are eating purely animal protein and they're thriving and they're living to 100.
Good phone call. We take live phone calls on the Jason Ellis Show. Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Benny from Texas. I used to call in a long time. I used to call in all the time back in the day on Sirius.
What up, Benny? What's your question?
What the fuck is Dimmies, mate?
Okay, so he's talking about Dimmies. He has a video, but I'm not going to play it because I can already tell what the question is. Dimmies, because I saw a fish and chip shop. In Australia, Dimmies is short for Dim Sims. And Dim Sims is, wow, this is going to be tough because I don't make them. I used to eat them. You get Dim Sims, you can get them steamed or deep fried. And they're originally an Asian vibe of sorts. I think an Asian brought it. But it's at a fish and chip shop, which is usually a Greek guy or an Italian guy. But you can get dim sims and you get soy sauce with it. And you dip it in soy sauce, but it's basically minced meat with some kind of pastry thing around it.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is it? There's an American version of it.
Dumpling?
It's a dumpling. Yeah. Yeah,
That's the dim sum
dumpling?
in America, or
Dim sum.
So not in America, but in America we say dim sum.
okay, well these are dim sims are yeah. We it might have been like somebody told us about them and we because Australians don't understand Americans and they were like, dude, get a dim sum, and we were like, dim sim, that might have been what happened, but yeah, dim sims are the biggest bogan meal. Like, what's that movie, the TV show with the guy? He's kind of like me, like
Trailer Park Boys?
Nah, the bald guy that he's got a kid and he punches people in the face that have it coming. Have you seen that?
Sounds very intriguing.
It's a really good show. Damn it! Come on, help me, Brianna.
Eastbound and down.
I don't know, man.
Nah, it's this guy. It's shit.
Redneck Equalizer?
He's kind of like an equalizer. He's a dad. He's like a heavy dude. He used to be a heavy dude in
The
crime.
Cosby Show?
No. He's a white guy with a mustache and he knows how to fight and stuff. He knows things
Charles
about.
Bronson.
He's kind of like a Charles Bronson guy, but like every now and then, like he walked his kid home, right? And two dudes bumped the kid and knocked the ice cream over.
That ain't cool.
Yes,
And he was-
I know that what you're talking about.
And he was like, "You right, mate?" And he was like, "Ah, fuck you and you stupid kid." And he was like, and the kid goes, "Dad, don't worry about it," because my kids do the same thing. Like they try to stop me from fighting. And he goes, "Yeah, good point." And then he takes her to the car and he goes, "I just got to go to the store real quick and grab some tickets or something."
Left me wallet in the store.
Yeah. And he goes down the alleyway and he sees him and he wrecks him because
He fucking punk.
he wrecks him. But he gets dimmies all the time in the show. He always asks for dimmies.
Mr.
Yes.
In Between.
I think
Yeah,
that's
Mr. In
Chris
Between. There you
Fontaine.
go.
There it is.
One of the greatest
Okay,
shows
yeah.
on television right now. Highly recommend it.
Right on.
All right, thanks, dude. I hope that helped.
Hey, man, I love you guys. I called in a long time ago, and you guys just kind of stopped the show, and you all told me, like, it was like a heartwarming kind of, we fucking love you too. And it made me cry back in the day because I just want to let you know, man, I've been listening since 2009, and you guys are my fucking best friends. So I know you don't know me, but I fucking know you, and I love you guys.
I appreciate it. Thanks for saying the F word like 17 times on the podcast.
It's
YouTube
not your
loves
fault,
you.
Benny. It's not your fault.
The Patreon?
It's okay. No, you're not on Patreon. That's next. That's after this show. It's okay.
Oh, mate.
It's okay. Let it go. Screw you, YouTube. Suck my butt. Love you, dude.
Love you, mate.
Thank you.
Love-
There you go, Dimmies. You missed it in between. Such a good show. He helps me with my temper.
I think it was based on a book series, if I'm not
Oh
mistaken.
yeah, yeah. Because it just seems like, because sometimes I just feel like, you're being a dick, and I was like, if I, drag you around a little bit, and embarrass you and punch you in the face a couple times.
Yeah.
Make you a little bitch in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll learn your lesson, you know? Because I feel like some of these people never had it, never got it.
Yes.
Because that's what happened to me. I got beat up, and it was a good lesson. You know, it made you, don't puff up if you can't back it up. You know, because I've puffed up before.
Even if you're not puffing up, just for a guy, especially if you're a successful guy, if you're successful to ladies, you automatically, I think, develop some level of kind of ego I certainly don't want people, unless they're really bad people, I don't want them to get beaten badly, but getting rocked or getting put in check is it's very. My friend Petros Papadakis, he's a very good sports broadcaster. He always said we would talk about interviewing athletes. You know, the lion's share of major sports in America, these athletes were not easy to deal with, you know? And it's they're super rich, they're super famous at something that everybody loves, and they get cheered on by millions of people. But hockey players are always cool. And I was like, man, it is. I was like, this is probably because they're mostly Canadian. He's like, it's a good point. He's like, what I think it is. And this was a man who played really high level. He almost made it to the NFL, I think practice teams, but he played at SC at football. And he knows what he's talking about. He said, hockey players check themselves. And they've been used to checking themselves since they were little kids. Guys get out of line. They literally, as part of the sport, they're like, F this guy. You know, right?
Yeah.
And then you go. And I think there's a kind of a self-regulation.
It is good. You know, I think public service announcement. Stop pulling out your phone, and if somebody's being that guy, you need to, maybe you're not big enough. Maybe talk to everybody else there and be like, hey, man, can we all gather up as a team and get this guy? People being mean to ladies. You know, I've had enough of it, man. I see these videos where people like in the plane where guys punching a lady. You know, it's not fair. Why aren't I on that plane? You know, I'm built for this. I'm built for you to learn. You know, you punch a lady in a plane, I will choke you unconscious. Shout out to Bus Rutan, and take your pants and put them in the bathroom so you can't find them, and you got to walk around. You don't know who you are anymore, and you're naked. Everyone's like, hey, look at your little penis. Because 9 times out of 10, that's half the problem. Who cares if it's little? It doesn't mean the world hates you. Don't be so angry at everyone. God, it's just a little dick. It's kind of cute. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a little egg. It's like a little birdie that just came out of that little egg. And you're like, eat cheap, cheap. You know, like, just pat your little dick and stop being so mean.
In fact, I often times when I've seen yours, Jason, I was like, oh, what a burden. You know, what a burden to have all that. I mean, it's a lot of circulation. I feel very comfortable with.
Yeah, good for you, man.
What would you do
be really uncomfortable
if it wasn't somebody attacking a lady on a plane? If it was a lady who dropped trow and was urinating in the aisles of your plane?
I saw that. Yeah, I'm not going to punch her because she's already urinated. Mm-hmm. And she did it in a way. And
can't
she
put
did
the ketchup back in the bottle.
Well, she did it in a way where I didn't see it coming. Like, I saw that video and I was like, "What are you doing?" Ah! Yeah. And by the time she peed, there's no way I could have stopped it. And I feel like trying to cup the pee so it doesn't go on the carpet is not like that.
Well, that's not your job either.
No,
that would
it's
be
like
someone who works for that
almost,
airline,
yeah.
I imagine.
But yeah, there's certain because I was thinking about I'm writing this joke about punching women because I feel like there's something there. Because lately I got friends. Yeah, man, I got a lady friend. She's not my friend anymore, but she got punched and harassed by 4 guys in 4 different days. And I was like, come on, dudes. What are you doing? Like, you're like, hey, what's up? And she's like, leave me alone. And then you get mad and say mean things to her. That's really not cool. But if you're like a really big lady and I'm a little guy and you're like picking on me, you know, like, can't I punch you? And then I was thinking, John Wick, greatest American that ever lived, he put a sheet over a lady, punched her in the face, but she was trying to kill him.
Yeah, I think
and then after
when weapons are involved, all bets are off.
See, okay, but after he disarmed her, he said, "You got to tell me something, or I'm going to kill you." And she told him, and then he pistol whipped her unconscious.
But wait.
But when he did it,
are we talking about a professional assassin?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, again, all bets are off. It's like a woman who goes to battle in war. Like everything's different.
So you're saying if it's a professional Ronda Rousey?
Yeah. Wait, I thought you said professional fighter.
I'm not doing that.
I said professional assassin. It's a big difference.
Okay. what's the Russian lady? Not the Russian.
Shevchenko?
Yeah, because we all know she's secretly an assassin.
Yeah.
Shevchenko is like, yeah, I do not like your pants, Jason. And I'm like, oh, man, why are you picking on me? She's like, yeah, you a pussy. You're sucking dick. And I'm like, man, that really hurt because I kind of do. And then she's like, I beat you. And I'm like, okay. And then I punch her in the face and knock her out.
Yeah.
Am I a bad guy?
No.
Right. And when John Wick punched this lady, here's the thing. People have seen this. It's the first one. He pistol whips her and she gets knocked out. Did anyone that watched that when the gun hit her in the head and knocked her out, did anyone go, whoa?
Yes.
I don't think they did.
No, not as
Because
many.
Keanu
Not as
Reeves-
many people who go, whoa, saw John Wick. But I do know that people do that because of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Because literal murderers came in to literally murder people and then said, we're going to murder you. And when Brad Pitt got the opportunity, he bashed a chick's head into
Okay,
it.
did you go, whoa, when he did that?
Not me, but
I didn't.
millions
They
of
did.
people did.
Did they
online.
really?
Oh, it was a huge controversy.
See, that's insane. You got it. That's like disrespecting a female by saying you can't punch her.
I agree.
You're saying that she's so pathetic that even when she's trying to murder you, you can't punch her in the face. I'm saying you're being insulting to women. I'm saying I'm being flattering to women by saying Brad Pitt should punch her in the face. And you know who's got the problem? You do. You wiener. Coming after, what's that dude with the fabulous jawline?
Mike Catherwood.
You do have a fabulous jawline, but this guy's way cuter. He's like half your age. Sorry.
Michael Shannon?
Nah, who's the guy with the...
He said half my age, Tully. Come on, please.
Who's the
I'm
guy
just
with
going
the
by
stand-up
jawlines.
that everyone hates right now?
Oh, Matt Rife?
Matt Rife.
Yeah.
Matt Rife. Matt Rife, dude. Your joke wasn't even everybody that's got beef with Matt Rife talking about the lady she's obviously not a good cook, that's why she's got a black eye in the first place. Your life, I'm like, oh, I feel sorry for you because your life sucks.
Yeah.
You suck. You're a Karen, dude, guy. I don't care what's between your legs. You're a bitch. Wait, that could have sounded wrong. Okay, I apologize for that. See, I'm correcting myself. His joke was light. That was Diet Pepsi. And you guys are like, oh, he laughed about a punch in the face. He didn't punch anybody. It's a fake story. You know it's comedy, right? Like, we can't talk about that. What about Louis C.K. talking about how dumb the Bible is? It's pretty funny, you know? What? Who cares?
I don't think anywhere close to the majority of people would be offended by anybody killing female members of the Manson family in self-defense or even fictional depictions of that.
Right.
I think there's just so many people that even if 5% of people get angry about something, it's so many people that you go, like I see that all the time, like, oh, there was this huge demonstration in London and it's like, what? 15,000 people were there. And I'm like,
There's 11 million people in London.
that's absolutely sure. If you were there, you'd be like, oh my God, they just
What about
keep
this?
coming.
What about this, Michael?
Yeah.
I watched African...
Queen with Humphrey Bogart.
Nah, it's new, and it's African ladies, and they kicking ass in it, and she's the king of Africa.
Oh, Cleopatra.
Black Panther?
Nah.
Oh, Wakanda Forever?
Yeah.
Yeah, Black Panther too.
Nah, not Black Panther. Nah, it's a lady in the jungle. She's the king.
Oh yeah, with Viola
Davis?
No, yeah.
Women's warlords.
For sure, yeah.
Taking over, they're fighting guys. And she fights this one guy, and the guy way back raped her.
Ooh, good times.
man.
And now he's like come to take over, and she's like, hell no. And then they fight, and he like, sorry, spoiler alert, she kills lots of dudes. And then also girls get killed by dudes in it. I don't feel any trigger at all from those fights.
Oh, dude, when
I'm
there's
saying that is a fair fight.
when there's a female warrior queen, all rules are.
You can punch her in the face,
I can't
right?
fight a war with one hand behind my back. I can't kill half your warriors because they happen to be female.
Yeah.
Here's one thing I really, and I hate to, because most podcasts do this now, where people who are not, anthropologists or whatever try to and they wax poetic about it. But one thing I really noticed, and this is just a personal anecdotal thing, is that when I was a kid growing up, I'm not blowing smoke, this is real. Most of the really highly impacting action movie stars that I saw on screen, like I took something home when I think about it, were women. And these were not women who the world had decided like she's just a dumb bitch. Why you can't treat her, and she has to deal with. They were women who were just living their lives, and through crazy circumstances, ascended not only what a male character would ascend, but also probably half the male characters, assuming she's not strong enough, right? So Sarah Connor and Agent Ripley in Alien and Aliens, and
You can punch Wonder Woman in the
Clarice
face.
Starling from Silence of the Lambs was all of the FBI screw. She was the one who went to the White House, and she through the whole time they were like, "Oh, cutie, are you going to be okay in there with it?" Every moment,
Yeah.
And she just went about her business and kicked ass. And I think when you automatically right out of the gate lower the standards of it's like, well, even though she's an assassin, we're talking about a female. Don't you have any respect here? It's like, no, like.
No, I do have
The
respect, and that's
standards
why I'm
can't
going to
be
punch her in the
lowered.
face like
Yeah.
I would punch anybody else in the face because I respect her as an equal.
Yes.
That's why I would punch Wonder Woman in the face because I know that she would duck it and then she would put the lasso on and then I would tell her that I love her and I want to marry her because that's the truth of it.
Women, am I right?
You got me, Wonder Woman. I really just want to take a shit in your invisible plane because I want to see if my shit is invisible when it goes in the bowl. It's got to be. Otherwise, you would see it.
I'd rather jerk off.
In the toilet?
No, just to see people like an invisible plane, just like a man standing in air. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah, it's pretty cool.
And load.
But your load won't go flying with the wind. It's in the plane. It'll just shoot like a normal load.
I mean, I've jerked off in planes plenty of times. It ends up being the same as you were in your bedroom or your bathroom.
She must have one of those waterless toilets.
Huh?
Well, because
Oh, yeah, because you'd see the water.
exactly. How, you
that's
can't not see the water but see the shit.
Well,
No,
and
see,
she's-
that's the thing that when they do the cartoon of Wonder Woman and you can see her in the plane, but you can't see the plane,
Yeah.
that's not how it goes. Obviously, it's really there. It's just got a force field that makes
It's
it
magic.
blend in to the zone. It's really there. It's just got a collage.
she wouldn't be able to use the controls if they were actually invisible.
So does it not work?
It's the outside is invisible. When you're in there, you can see.
Cloaking
Does it not
device,
work
Ryan.
for living?
Cloaking. Did you say cloaking?
Yeah.
Cloaking.
Yeah, thank you.
Does it not work for organic, living, breathing things? Is that the explanation as why you can? Because the seats and the engine and everything become invisible once they're behind the fuselage, right? But you
can't
can
be.
see her. So is that one of the rules?
Here's what the real invisible plane is.
It's
Invisible.
cloaking, dude.
Yeah, when you
It's
go in the
cloaking.
plane, it's completely visible. You see the toilet, you see the handles, the steering wheel, all that stuff. But when it flies off, when you're outside of it, you can walk right up to it and hit it with your head and not see it.
But you see Wonder Woman from the outside.
No, you don't. That's what the cartoon's ruining
It's
it for us.
cloaking.
When they show the cartoon making fun of Wonder Woman, which I don't appreciate, but she is not. When you see her flying a plane, you do not see her flying the plane. The airplane is completely invisible.
On the TV show, I thought you could see her in the plane.
Linda
right?
Carter was like this. Yeah.
Wait,
in the
really?
sky. Yeah.
Oh,
Now maybe that was just because it was a 1970s TV show.
yeah, they
the budget
really
didn't-
effed that up.
That's
That's
the
not how
I think it
lamest
was-
invisible plane ever.
I think they needed her cleavage on screen every
She
possible
was-
moment.
She was definitely like absolutely tune-in worthy hot at that point.
And for some time to follow, I feel like
I'd
it's
rather
still.
do Whitney Cummings.
I feel like it's still
I
trends.
like to have sex.
She's hotter than Wonder Woman.
No,
in her
no.
prime. Yep.
Look at
Yeah.
peak
Because
Linda
Wonder
Carter.
Woman, when she did the spin thing, it was so lame. It was like a slow spin.
Wait, are you talking about Linda Carter Wonder Woman or
Yeah.
Gal Gadot?
No, I'm talking. I don't know who. I only know one Wonder Woman.
Because I find Whitney very
Wonder
attractive.
Woman!
But either all people who
Wait,
played
there's
Wonder
two
Woman,
Wonder Women?
the one from the movies, the recent movies, and the one from TV in the
Oh,
70s.
I'm not. The new one? Shut up. That's not Wonder Woman. That's just some turd that sucks off famous people, rich people to be Wonder Woman. I'm talking about Wonder Woman. Yeah.
That's pretty damn like appealing.
Yeah, I'm not saying she's not. I'm just saying I got a thing for the Cummings, all right?
Alan Cummings?
Something about her. No, Dan Cumming.
How about
And then there's this.
I don't like her butt. Whitney's like shredded. Like she gets shredded for comedy shows, and then she has like little abs and stuff.
I don't know her that well, but
this hoe was fat.
I don't know Whitney that well, but she did do a TV show with my wife, so I see her kind of living normal life and not just on stage. I feel like Whitney Cummings is one of those people who burns an extraordinary amount of calories just being awake. Like she's so 11 ideas on her mind and like blah, blah, blah,
I've seen her chill.
Is she?
She chills. She likes horses and cats and stuff, and she hangs out and feeds goats. It's super chill like.
She's crazy smart.
Yeah,
She is.
That might be the only problem with her.
I was very impressed by her, like off stage. I found her.
She's the most impressive woman I've met.
Well, you never met Linda Carter.
Touche.
Or Lizzo.
They there's a photo of her that goes viral from time to time. Was she in like some women's magazine or GQ or something in the 90s? And she's wearing an evening gown and she's with her kids.
Yeah.
And she's still like ludicrous.
I mean, maybe it's fetishistic for me, but not only now. When I was in my teens and 20s, I found that so like I can't control myself hot. Like the 40, 50-year-old, 60-year-old, sometimes 60-year-old woman who was still smoking. That was like, I have to go beat off hot to me. And it's still, it's one of the flight attendants on the flight over here.
She had to beat off to her?
I did beat off on the plane on the way over here.
Because you told to her?
No, but I'm sure she factored in. A lot of it's just like when I have 3 hours of time to myself and I can't go do stuff, I'm like, why not? That seems, it's very private too, you know? I make sure to clean up.
Where do you shoot it? Into the
toilet.
bowl?
I put up the seat so that even if in worst of circumstances, no one would sit on my.
I'm just gonna I say this every time. Why not just into a tissue?
It's one of those things. I think you kind of get fond of how you grew up doing it, and I always did it in the toilet or the shower and just let it fly.
Yeah,
and so I guess.
Do you, is it like a little, like, win for you when it splashes in toilet water?
Yeah, especially now.
All right.
Especially now.
All right. Now I've got it. I'm even more repulsed, but now I get it.
I'm not.
I definitely find pleasure out of a particularly prodigious load.
I see.
As I'm getting older, I feel like it's just like a sign of virality or something. I'm like, well, yeah, still got it.
All right. Well, before we wrap this up, you do have a signature
Yeah,
segment.
somebody texted me and said they love Catherwood and that he F's in a bunch of other F-bombs in it.
All right.
So
thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Or ma'am.
I'm pretty sure it was a
It's
dude.
probably a dude.
Yeah. Listen, if you're judging by my DMs, it's probably a dude.
He said he loves you because you F. And then people don't know this because we used to be huge, big, giant show, very popular on Sirius XM. You probably haven't heard of it. It's kind of an outdated format of how to listen to shows. But we had a thing because he was on this other thing, terrestrial radio, which is another thing you probably haven't heard of. But Dr. Drew Pensky, because he's on Your Mum's House, you would have heard of him because he somehow, very pro. From being terrestrial to be a very spicy podcaster, he's a powerhouse.
And he's on MTV a lot, too.
That too. So, but he did a show called Loveline with Mike Catherwood.
Correct.
Remember Adam Carolla? Yeah, they fired him, and then Mike Catherwood.
No, they didn't.
He left.
He left, yes.
He left, and he went to podcasting, and he became the biggest podcaster in the world. And then Joe Rogan ate his anus. But he's still good. He's still great. But we had Catherwood, and we thought we would do, sorry YouTube, a thing called Fuckline. So for Catherwood being here, we thought we'd bring it back. It's been how long?
Oh, a couple of years.
Couple?
At least, yeah.
Like 5?
Probably pre-pandemic, I would, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah, so it's a big thing. It was a big thing before, everybody ate us. But we're still here, god damn it, and we're going to do it right now.
Hey, it's the fuck line with Mike Catherwood.
Right. Sorry, YouTube.
My boyfriend says my nipples have started to smell.
Ooh.
Wow.
Not right.
That is new.
Not right out of the shower, but pretty much all the rest of the time.
Smells like off milk or smells like BO?
It doesn't actually say. I'll read you the whole thing. I don't smell anything. I don't really wear bras. I have small boobs, but the boob areas of my tops seem like they smell okay. On the other hand, I don't know why he would make that up. Is it possible he is telling the truth? I would rather not ask my girlfriends to sniff my tits.
I will say this. This is a very hard question to answer without her to say, like,
Boy, do I wish I could smell those boobs.
if she was a runner, maybe there's irritation. I mean, there's so much I need to. Has she had children? Did she breastfeed? Are you? Oh no, or maybe she's 20 and she's never.
She might have
one thing
infected
I will
areolas.
say.
Yeah.
One thing I will say, he's not lying.
It's a weird thing
There's
to
no
make up.
Yeah.
like. There's
It's an odd way to
Mind
munch.
you, though,
It's an odd way to munch out.
It's a
on
pretty
somebody.
evil comeback, though. To just be like, yo, your nipples stink.
No,
and,
'cause-
and they don't, and you're just like trying to get her back for like not cooking dinner
the
or something.
type of guy who would go there to harm his wife, to hurt his wife, would go with your vag stinks. There's no way. Like your nipples. No man makes that up. If he said your vag stink, and
Pretty good. I might steal that.
You know, like
Next time I don't like
because
somebody,
it's
just
so
say-
unique. I've never even heard of this idea.
But you can easily inspect yourself for vaginal odor. The boob thing would be a little bit harder.
Yeah, but I do think women are particularly sensitive to that, especially if a man were to be like,
True.
It's the smell is so
I
bad.
remember one time I boned a lady, and then she blew me, and she was like, "Oh my god, did I smell like that?"
Oh,
And I was like,
this
"Yeah."
Harvard girl.
What does that mean? Like, she actually had a book on how to pick up white guys. she was not white, but she was just like, it's a bad day, and I was like, yeah, people have bad days. I get it, no big deal. It wasn't bothering me. It wasn't stopping me.
I could write that book. By the way,
Holla.
How to Pick Up White Guys. Be hot.
Yeah. Well, no.
Like white guys typically don't have like a lot of like things.
Some
where-
white guys are intimidated by
black
black
guys
ladies.
have the thing. Well, Hispanic guys typically have a thing. They're also just mostly open minded to attractive, but black guys, Hispanic guys, they typically like thicker women. They, you know, like white guys are just like, if you're attractive, I'd prefer this or that, but you're good. If you want to pick up this white guy, be attractive. That seems to work.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit intimidated, but I'm intimidated by all pretty ladies. I just need an eye. You give me that look, and I know that it's okay.
I think I somehow have gotten over that. I think from being married, you naturally have it's like someone who has in a certain situation like where they have nothing to lose, right?
Yeah.
There was always, as a single man, even if it was a crazy situation where I would think this, there was always somewhere in the back of my head, like this attractive woman, maybe I could have sex with her,
Yeah.
and it would alter my behavior,
Right.
Inevitably.
Yeah.
And now I do think like I've just somehow become a little bit more appealing to women because I can easily see and feel that this woman is attractive, but I've
Right.
written that off, so
Yeah.
I start to kind of be myself. I guess.
You think sometimes being insecure helps ladies like you because you were like, there's no chance that we would ever hook up anyway, so I'm just gonna act like a normal person.
I think if you're hot and have money, that would be attractive to a woman. But I think, unfortunately, a lot of outward vulnerability from guys is pretty unappealing, regardless of what women.
Yeah, we're not
would
very
say.
smooth. It's like this weird thing where you're super insecure or you're super confident. And it's like, those are the two worst angles. You got to be in the middle. You know, you got to believe in yourself, but you can't be too pumped on yourself unless you're going for a certain girl. But a girl that goes for a guy that's super pumped on himself is a trick ass hoe.
I also think you're onto something there, and it's more about just be a real human being.
Yeah.
Take off that mask. Someone who is always hyper confident is wearing a mask. Someone who is always Mr. Emo Man staring at his shoes like I'm the worst is not. You're portraying some character.
Yeah.
Humans are all in all levels of the middle. You know,
Yeah.
you lean to some side.
Also, the people you do appeal to when you have a mask on are almost invariably people who themselves are wearing a mask.
Yeah.
So about the potentially smelly tits, I think she's got some dodgy ducts.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've seen a lady one time, she was squirting milk out of her boobies in an elevator.
Yeah.
And she wasn't pregnant.
All of
I reckon those nipples stunk.
when Drew would be sitting next to me, and we would get a question about odor.
Yeah.
Pretty much down the line.
Yeah.
What, regardless of part of body, gender, whatever. It was some hormonal thing. And if it's your boobs, I think Tully's on. I mean, that seems reasonable.
What about this
That-
angle, Catherwood?
Yeah.
You're not stinky. The person smelling you got a pussy nose. 'Cause
Maybe.
if you smell like BO and stuff, it's hot, you know? Because sex like an animal is the hottest sex you can have. And animals are stinky because they don't ever shower. And that's why when you have stinky sex, it's like animalistic, you know? Sometimes like you stab things into things and things fly out, juices and stuff. And it's all stinky and everyone's like hair's all messy and, you know, peeing on things and stuff.
Yeah, man.
Animal sex, you know,
Right.
like I don't care. poo on me. See if I care.
I'm German.
Well, you don't have to be German these days. That the internet got us over here. But sometimes stinky sex, you just got to like embrace it, you know?
Yeah, man.
So you're saying the art is more about the observer than the artist?
I'm saying sometimes, like, I got a friend, he's real stinky. He's a trans man, and the stinkier he is, the hotter it is. But it wasn't like that at first. I was like, dang. First time he got in the car, I was like, whoa, you're making my whole car stink. That's crazy. And then, like a year later, I was like, man, if I ever smell that, I'm ready to go. It's almost like a jump starter to me. If anybody had, not all BO, it's a certain BO where my dick has already taken over what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like I am no longer here. Like
when I
I'll be
smelled-
nodding. I might even have a couple of comments, but it wasn't me. You are not talking to me. My penis is just like, yeah. Just say something smart. Do that, whatever. Just get in the stink. Whatever you got to do, get in the stink.
That's what I feel when I smell Tully. I walked in, it's been a while, and I
Yeah.
gave him a hug. I was like, oh, watch out for that boner, dude. Like a 7th grade dance. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to turn you on.
I know. It's-
Next question.
Wait.
My wife has slowly but surely gotten really into lesbian porn.
Hell yeah.
I don't mind. I actually think it's pretty hot. But
It's pretty tame.
the more I think about it, she definitely is a tomboy. She literally only wears dresses when she absolutely has to. I'm starting to think I might be missing something. Is my wife more of a lesbian than a heterosexual?
What a homophobic thought.
No, I just think it's a guy. You got to remember, Jason, like, and Loveline enlightened me a lot to this. It's like most people
That's why we're doing this.
are not exposed to stuff the same way. Like I'll never forget. And Tully will, as a man who's married to a beautiful Asian lady, he might appreciate this. We got a call from this guy. He was from rural Ohio. Mm-hmm. This is literally, I'm paraphrasing, but this is literally the call. He's like, so I had an Asian girlfriend and I loved her, but she's moving away. He was college age. He's like, what do I do? Drew and I are kind of like, what the fuck you do? What do you mean? What do you do? What the heck you do? And he's like, well, I really like Asian women. And I was like, God bless you. It's a good choice. He's like, what do I do? Where can I? And for a guy like me, who grew up in a world where like that's literally an insane thing to say, because I grew up where there was equally as much Mandarin as there was Spanish as there was English. I couldn't understand. I was like, dude, get whatever Southwest flight or something, the Spirit Airlines you can afford. Go to LAX, go about 15 miles east, and your head will blow off your neck. But my point being, the whole reason
better yet, go to Asia.
That's what I thought he was going to say.
But my point being is like that guy's experience was, and I think that he may have zero homophobic feelings. Is like he has no clue. He has no knowledge or experience with being with lesbians and gay people. And so a lot of people's comments and stuff comes from general naivete or ignorance to a topic, much more so than I think hate sometimes,
Yeah. I don't think it's a hate thing, but it is, if you are a lesbian, it is degrading. You don't mean it. It's kind of like when white guys say stupid racist things, they don't know it's racist. Like I got a black friend or something, you don't know that.
Some of my best friends.
A lot of black people go, yeah, we've heard that one before.
I have to say though, I think
Like if a girl watches lesbian porn, that doesn't.
Nowadays, especially, I don't think it means much because
It's funny if a
lesbian
guy
porn
watches
typically
gay
has
porn,
hotter chicks.
every dude thinks he's gay.
Lesbian porn nowadays typically has usually hotter chicks, and it doesn't have male porn stars, which I just think even if a woman's crazy hetero, a lot of women find them unappealing. Like male porn stars in general, just like their behavior and stuff. And whereas lesbian porn tends to, even if it's not how the women involved feel, they make it look more appealing to a female audience.
I just think that, most guys so bad in bed, clueless, not trying to like do anything for the lady, just sort of doing what they're doing. And women, when they hook up with each other, not all the time, they can do the same thing, but more often than us, are they more sensitive to the other person's needs and wants. and they kind of, they read what they like and what they don't like. And a lot of guys don't. A lot of guys just pound away. Like I hook up with everybody and I can just tell, like, guys, not everybody, but a lot of guys just want to get it in there and start pounding.
Yeah.
Girls.
Kyle driving.
Yeah. Wow. They really are Kyle driving. Yeah, that is a good one, dude. Yeah, and I think if you're somebody that is into sex more than the average person, you want to have good sex. If you're having bad sex, you're no longer interested in it because you know what it's like to have good sex. And oftentimes, girls that are gonna hook up with each other, they just, I don't know. Whenever I watch it, not all the time, but most of the time, they kind of know what they're doing with each other a little better. It's a little bit more. There's a lot more finesse involved in it. There's a lot of like, rubbing different things, not just like go for the puss. Like, dudes, just go for the puss, man. Like, I'm telling you, I've done things where it's like you get close to the puss and then you go back and go like some toes.
Yeah.
It does things to them.
You got to taunt the puss.
Yeah. You got to taunt. You'd be like, maybe here I go. Actually, foot massage, and they're like, what is happening? And then by the time you're in there, it's yours.
Yeah, and don't leave out the butthole.
Yeah. Well, that's still 2023 now. Yeah, you got to get the butthole.
One more.
I don't want to know anybody that doesn't want me to touch their butthole.
One more question before we wrap this up.
Gagging on cock is good.
It's Fuck Line with Mike Catherwood.
That one might get.
My girlfriend likes calling me daddy in bed. Here or there is fine. Every time, not so much. Yes, I can talk to her, and I'm sure she will work with me to cut down on that. But I still know she finds that really hot, and I really do not. Help me think this is less creepy than I currently think it is.
He sounds like he's a dad. Because that's the only
older.
thing.
Yeah, and
that's the
she's
only
younger.
thing that crosses me when I get called daddy is well, my kids call me dad,
Yeah, right.
so it's not. But when they were younger, they called me daddy.
Right.
So when I was younger and a girl called me daddy, I'd be like, "Can you not?
What do you want,
that?"
toys?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is gross. That's gross. And I think it, just from my perusing of pornography nowadays, the girls that are clearly younger, in early 20s and stuff, that's a big thing. They do that a lot. And it was really rare in 15, 20 years ago. So I don't know if maybe he's from our generation. It's just like like that. It's strange to me.
Unless she's Latina.
Yeah.
Even that, like I believe in the poppy thing. Like
I
it's
love that.
peculiar
You
because
can call me Poppy all day.
I really don't want to behave like my father or like I behave to my daughter.
You call me Poppy, I will start smoking cigars while we have sex.
Yeah.
It's like I think it's I actually had a talk with these kids the other day. I lift weights with these dudes, and one's 19, one's 21, and they're both Latino.
Get it, daddy? Did someone say that?
No, but I do get that. Believe me, just check my DMs for that.
Yeah.
And they call everyone that they're cool with the N-word. It's like I say, dude, hey dude, what's up, man? They're just like, oh, my N-bomb right here got me hooked up with this program, and I was like, well, and so I literally pulled myself. I was like, I think it's kind of
Wait, a white guy?
that Latino. There is.
That's
Yeah,
some
I feel like
LA. That's some LA shit, though.
It is.
It's still not cool.
No, I know. I'm just saying though. Like that's.
Like, I don't care
in
if you're
LA,
Latino.
That's a big thing.
I had seen it, but also you got to remember
You're not black.
I was in Texas when this happened. Granted, it was this was in Center City, Austin, but and I just was like, guys, I know this is cool with you, and I actually think it's kind of amazing that it's gotten to this point that word just really has no value for your generation. I was like, but it's way not cool for me to, like, it kind of gives me goosebumps every time you say it. Like,
If a black guy punches them in the head, I'm not saying anything.
but it's like, because even with their black friends, same with like when I was in Venice, you'd see like Venice high school kids be skating out. It'd be black dude, 2 white guys, and a Hispanic guy, and they're just like, hey, N-bomb, and you're like,
Nah.
whoa, all right, I guess it's just different now. You
Yeah.
know?
A lot of gay boys call me daddy because I'm old now. So I'm daddy to everybody. I would say gay boys call me daddy more than girls do. Like, it's almost, and I don't like girly gay guys anymore because of it. Like it's kind of bumming me out. The daddy and zaddy.
Okay, you took the words out of my mouth. I get zaddy
Yeah.
on DMs a lot.
Yeah, where's
What
zaddies?
is that?
It's like a sexy older daddy.
Oh, okay, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Now I'm cool.
No,
with
it's hot. We're
it.
hot.
Now I'm cool with it.
No, it's hot, but it's just I don't know, something about it.
Zaddy. I get a lot of. I'm like, all right. Hope that's a good thing.
Yeah. I kind of got a boyfriend, not really, like because I'm not gay, but as close as I can get. I call him the NF. N-bomb, F-bomb. But I've only done it like 3 times, and it's just a joke. I don't do it.
If you're
I don't do it.
I mean,
in the
if you're
bedroom.
gonna go that hard, take the anal C-bomb route, where Seth Putnam from Anal C-bomb, the band, went. He literally just thought, like, what are the 2 words I can go?
I'm lost.
There's a grindcore band,
Yeah.
and their name is Anal, and it rhymes with bunt.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Anal C-bomb is how
Anal
you
C-bomb.
do it.
Yes.
Yeah. Anal, see you next Tuesday.
And when people interviewed Seth Putnam, the front man, principal songwriter of Anal C, he said, I literally just thought, what can I do to collect the 2 most hideous words? And we tried, and I had like a diagram. I'm putting N word and F word, and we settled on Anal C-bomb. If you're going to NF, you might as well NC, because that's
Yeah, but
now
I
there's no
was
coming back from that.
Yeah, but the C-bomb doesn't. I'm saying the 2 most offensive things. He is black and he is gay.
Yeah.
He's not a C-bomb, so it
True.
doesn't work. And I said it in I didn't say it in an aggressive way. I said it in a loving way, and I also said it in a way that allowed it to be funny. And then he tried to say it back to me the other day, and I was like, "No, it's not.
It's not funny.
It's not NF. It's FN. Like it just sounds better if you do that." I'm sorry, other way around. Yeah, but
The C-bomb is
C-bomb's mellow for me.
to me it's not. If I hear it seriously, if I hear it comedically, it's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't do it. I when I hear a C-bomb in the wild, like a guy's literally calling a woman to her, like I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's
whoa,
crazy.
whoa, like this is
I
you've
wouldn't
gone
do-
to a whole
I wouldn't
new
do that.
level.
I don't do that. Yeah, it's more of a. I only call my friends that, or if I say it in an aggressive way, that's bad. I'm gonna punch you.
Yeah, it's bad.
And that's my father. I can hear him. As soon as it comes out, I immediately get embarrassed and don't like myself. Not that much anymore.
yeah.
Sometimes in the car, if you cut me off, you might be a bit of a
Oh, that's fine.
yeah. But he didn't hear it, you know.
I say
Anything goes in the car.
I say
You
C-bomb.
useless, you know.
I say C-bomb E. She's being
yeah.
bunty. I will
Oh
say.
yeah. Oh, that's mellow.
For no reason, this chick was being all bunty to me. I'll come home and tell my wife.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It does soften it quite a bit.
It does.
I don't know how, but it does, right? Yeah.
I feel like Howard Stern did that first.
I will say maybe it's a Long Island thing. Maybe it's not him as an innovator. But Ronnie the limo driver was the first guy I ever heard use it to actually describe a
genitals?
a vagina. You know,
Yeah.
like he's like, yeah, you take it.
That's right.
And you put it in.
Yeah,
there.
he's
and I'm like,
disgusting.
whoa.
Yeah,
Is that hot?
He's like a talking vomit. He's the most disgusting dude I've ever seen. Oh, his mouth wise, anyway.
Have you? Drew says that Ronnie's quite different, not on the microphone.
He was always nice to me.
Yeah, Drew said he's
he
like,
never
he's
called me the
trusting.
C-bomb at all.
There's definitely like a character leap because
I don't
Drew tells
know if
me
it's
he's
a character. I feel like it's more like he's from a place where, and I don't know, Michael, you might know more because it's near where you grew up, but Jersey people that are older remind me of bogans in Australia in the 80s where C-bombs were flying everywhere because we were foul-mouthed, disgusting dudes.
Yeah, I'm sure he and I ran in pretty different circles. in
Yeah,
the
but you still know those
tri-state
people.
area. Yeah, and I also think there's just like it's a gear that you can slip into.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? That's like, it's like Baskin Robbins has got like, what, 31 flavors or whatever it is. That's one of the flavors. And what it sounds like he's not playing a made up person like a Ned or whatever. He's just able to just live in pistachio when he's on and that's one particular gear of Long Island. That's my guess.
We went real long.
Yes.
Everybody, if you want to see more of the Jason Ellis Show, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/EllisMate, where we do 2 more hours of show live. You can call in and hang out with us. But right now, we've got to leave. So you're on the YouTube, iTunes thing. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you actually click on the thing and make comments on YouTube. Help us out. And then also sign up to the Patreon. All right? Good. Love you guys. Don't die. Thanks for being on the show, Catherwood.
Of course.